What's going on? Welcome to today's video. My name's Colton. Today we're going to be talking about how to set up your Nest thermostat. Today I'll be replacing my current thermostat, which is a Honeywell, and a lot of the wiring that you're going to see in this video is common wiring for a lot of other thermostats that are out there. If this is your first time here checking out this video or our channel, we ask you to subscribe. The reason for that is we produce project videos and review videos on showing you the simple and easy steps that it takes in turning your house into a home. If you want to see other project videos that we've completed in the past, go ahead and click on this link right up here. The amount of time that this project took me to actually take the hardware out of the box and replace my current thermostat was probably about 10 minutes. However, once everything's all hooked up, it probably took an additional 20 to 30 minutes to go through all the steps and testing in order to make sure that everything was set up properly. So let's get started. First, go to your thermostat and make sure that you set it to off. You can also ensure that it's off by going to your furnace and switching the off switch, or you can just go straight to the breaker box and flip your furnace off. With this Honeywell thermostat, you can pull the face right off. Before just unscrewing the base plate, you may have to cut a little bit to loosen up the paint. Make sure you always take a photo of the wiring just in case you need to go back and you mess up somewhere. If you have a Honeywell thermostat just like this one and it looks like this, remove this connector wire that's between two terminals and make sure you're labeling your wires with the labels that Nest provides. Loosen up all the other wires and make sure they're labeled. You can then loosen up the screws for the base plate and remove that carefully. You may need to patch, prime, and paint. I did all that previously and that's for another video. Take your Nest thermostat base, shove the wires through the base so you can connect those later on and fasten it down to the wall. There are two screws that are provided for you and also a level that is built into this base. You're now going to take the wires and match the letters. I trimmed up my wires a little bit because they're a little long, so I had to strip them, but this isn't necessary. Just take the wire with the exposed copper and match up the label that you added to that wire and put it into the appropriate slot. You'll know it's secure when the little button on the edge of the thermostat will actually start to depress. Also, if you have a jumper wire that went from RH to R on your Honeywell thermostat, you'll notice here that I put it in RH. This is totally okay. I checked with Nest, and this red RC wire can actually go in RC or RH and work just fine. After all the wires are hooked on, take your Nest thermostat and just push it on and it should snap right in. Remove the sticker that's covering the sensor and flip the power back on by the furnace switch or the breaker. Once the power is back on, you'll see a couple light flickers and this house symbol appear. As soon as the Nest is powered back on, you'll be prompted to select the language that you want all of this to appear in and also set up the internet connection. Allowing your Nest to connect to the internet will be able to allow you to control it remotely. Get a flashback to your high school days with a locker combination style password selection. After you enter the right password, it will give you a message of success connecting properly. You can then follow all of the other prompts in setting up your Nest in order to get the full effect of how the Nest is able to automate your home. As you go through setting up your Nest and answering these questions or these settings, make sure that your selection button is actually just pushing on the Nest. You don't have to push very hard. You can actually just push on the bottom part of the Nest and it'll work just fine. It will ask you if you're a Nest Pro, and I'm not entirely sure what that is, but it will detect your system, and you can also select if it's a gas, electric, oil, propane, or whatever type of furnace or air conditioning system that you have. You can also set eco temperatures that will save you money, and this is just a setting later on that you can change. The Nest company actually suggests to follow the leaf. After you set these temperatures, you will then be asked to test your system. I highly recommend testing it while you're setting it up, making sure that you set it up properly. Once you select an option to test, it should kick on immediately. A great thing about entering your zip code is Nest will actually take the temperature that's outside and see if testing is appropriate. The Nest will not test your cooling if it's below 60 degrees. One of the final steps is Nest will ask you if you want to control this thermostat using an app. You don't have to control it through an app, but I would highly recommend it. Go download the Nest app and set up an account if you haven't already, and you'll be sent a confirmation email. After you confirm your account, go back to the Nest app and set up all of the settings and steps and go through all of that in order to get the full effect of your Nest thermostat. One of the best things about the Nest app is you can have one account and you can add multiple people to that account, and they don't have to sign in with your email or password. You will now add the Nest device to the app. You can do this a couple ways. There's a QR code on the back of the Nest thermostat itself that you can scan, or you can just continue and set it up yourself. I chose the latter option and I picked the device that I want to connect, and I enter the key shown on my Nest thermostat. Once you're done, hit continue and it'll give you a message that calibration needs to happen over time. Double check on your app and thermostat that it works, and you're done. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you want to see other project videos just like this one, go ahead and click on this link right here. And don't forget to click on this link to subscribe so you don't miss out on future project videos or review videos that we have in the pipeline. Also, be sure to check out our Facebook and Instagram account that you can find right here. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and we'll see you next time.